Hey, back here again, Nomad Fly, and you are looking at Skyscanner, which is what I'm talking about today. Skyscanner is one of the coolest search engines there are. I really like Kiwi.com as well, but Skyscanner is what I usually use day to day to just check prices of things. So let me see, how does this work? So you can see up in the this area that you can change the currency pretty easily. Some people have talked about using different currencies or locations and then experimenting because each country or location that you choose on here has different providers. So like different booking, like the thing that you actually go through and book with. You don't actually go through and book with Skyscanner. Skyscanner is just like an aggregator. So in theory, the prices are a little bit different depending on where you say that you're booking from. I haven't experimented much with that, but if you want to, that's cool. So you can save it, bam, and then now your currency is saved. As you can see, you've got round trip, one way, multi-city. I don't like using anything except for one way. That's just me. It's pretty self-explanatory. Multi-city, it's the same with Skyscanner that it is with other ones. It doesn't give you like different ticket options. It only shepherds you into whatever airlines fly the particular route that you have selected in the multi-city search. So it won't give you, if you're flying 2 segments or 3 segments, and they're all they'll all try to, all of the responses that you get will be from like airlines that either ticket together or just one airline, and so it's likely to be more expensive. But if you break it up, if you break those 3 segments up like I showed you in earlier modules, they'll be cheaper. But you can't do that on Skyscanner. You have to search individually, so I'm going to do that as well in a minute. And they also do hotels and car rentals. I honestly have never looked at those. So let's see, what else have we got? Oh, these pop up in new windows. I hate that, and I never use it. If someone has tried this, then, feel free to tell me if it's really great and I'm missing out, but I don't think I am. So let's go to account. I'm logged in as my email, as you can see there. Let's see, let's set a price alert. I don't really use this either, but you can. So you kind of have to, so if I had a price alert set up, this is where it would show it. So I'm going to go and show you how to set up a price alert in just a second after I see what happens when I click account settings. Cool, so culture preferences, I don't even know what that would mean, but there's a few different things here, and to be honest, I'm not sure what difference it makes to have a different town or city in these places or in the currency area. Let's just search for, now, okay, so there's a few ways to do this, and this is the same, it's actually pretty similar in Momondo, but I like the way that Skyscanner does it. So you can enter a country or a city or whatever you want in here and it will work. But like I said, I don't recommend, like if you've got a really long flight and you need to go from, my example is usually Bangkok to New York, you don't really want to type in Bangkok to New York here because that's only going to give you the flights that go from Bangkok to New York on one ticket. So we want to actually, I'll use Bangkok again. You guys are going to get sick of Bangkok if you're not already. So Bangkok, one way. Now I recommend putting everywhere or a country. But considering that if you're starting off, you don't really know what are the good places to stop. And by good, I mean, the cheap segments that are on the way to New York. So let's say everywhere. Now, how my brain does this will be different than how, oh crap, I forgot to change the date. It will be different than how your brain does it. Let's say the whole month for the cheapest month. 2 cool things that you can do there. So I'll actually show you that again. So you can choose the whichever month you want and search the whole month, or you can search for the cheapest month, which is pretty cool. And you can also search for a date if you want as well. Kiwi.com does a little bit of a better job of this, but this one's not bad. So let's say Bangkok to anywhere. My brain usually will take, I'll pick something here in a minute, which I know is probably a good place to start. So let's say I don't really want to go anywhere close. These are all really close. They're in Asia. Most of the time you can skip anything that's less than $100. Or actually $60 or $70. But let's see. So if we're trying to go to New York, I mean, there might be somewhere good from Japan. This is only $100, so maybe that's good to keep in mind. You never know. Oman might be cheap. Sweden's probably most likely to be the cheapest in this case. So you can see Norway and Germany are here. It's really cheap to get from from Europe to the States one way from these places as well. So my brain goes, okay, where's the cheapest like intermediary place that I can go that's also cheap to fly into the States? And most people don't know where's good to fly into the States from, but if you've looked at the cheat sheet in the previous module, you will see that there are like a whole bunch of different cheap places to fly out of, kind of like gateways, or yeah, just cheap segments really, which is why I made the cheat sheet, because most people don't know about it. So let's call it Sweden for now. We don't have to. Like if it doesn't work, we can still use Germany or Norway, and it's sort of within $30 of each other, so that's pretty cool. So Sweden. Bam. So Sweden non-stop. It's with Norwegian Air, I imagine. Okay. Cool. These are pretty cheap. 153. Bam. So then I'm going to keep that in my mind, right? So we're using Stockholm, and we're using it on the 6th of November. So let's see if we can go from Stockholm to, let's say, now, because I know that Norwegian Air, which we haven't even seen that that's it yet, but let's just assume, and because I know that flights out of Stockholm and Oslo fly to a few destinations on the east coast of the States, I don't know which is going to be cheaper. If I just type in New York, I might miss out on one in Boston that's like $100 cheaper, and what's the point of that? So I'm going to type in United States. It would be cool if I could, and let's try to do it in November. It would be cool if I could chop out, like, you know, just only specify the East Coast, but that's not a thing yet. It is on kiwi.com, but not on here. So, okay, perfect. We're talking New York 141, Boston 149. So let's have a look at the dates, because now I'm good. I've used Stockholm, and I can fly into New York or Boston. I probably don't really want to fly anywhere else there, so let's try New York. I already forgot what was on the previous thing. I think it was 153. So, okay. So you could go and have a night in Stockholm on your way to New York, and it would cost you $306 for the whole trip. I mean, a night in Stockholm, I don't know. Now, so we know that this Bangkok to New York is like, it's pretty cheap, 306. So what I'm going to do now, because I know that that's probably the same airline, because it's flying in and out of the same city, I'm going to say, what about if I ticketed it from Bangkok to New York in November one way? Let's see what the difference is, because I always check, you know. Alright, 367, and I don't know if this is with or without a stopover. I'm not going to check right now. But let's say that we want to fly over at this time anyway, and we're like, oh, like if you had to go on this date and you're like, oh man, I really want to see if there's going to be a price drop or something. I don't even think that those really hardly happen. But if you feel better about having a look and you're checking well ahead of time and you just want to keep an eye on the price, it will check other airlines for you as well and other routes and stuff, because I haven't specified a stopover or anything. So you can, let's see, let's have a look. Anytime. Alright, so you can set up a price alert here, which I won't do, but that's literally just how you do it. You click that button. And then it will pop up here in your account where we looked before under price alerts, and your email's already in here if you've set up an account, so they just email you if something drops. You can set up like email me when this goes under $300, and then you'll probably never get an email, but it's there. So when you go through here, there's all these options on the side of where you can, select all these filters and stuff. When you go through to, oh, there's Norwegian. When you go through here, you can choose who you're going to book it through. So remember, like I was saying before, Kiwi.com's like a, awesome. So when you go through here, you can see who, like, I'm booking this as if I'm in whatever country I specified. I think it was the United States, judging from the results. So if you were in like Japan, that'll be Japanese payment gateways and travel payment gateways here for you to use. So you wouldn't necessarily see all these US ones. So that was what I was saying before about the different prices that you might get if you're booking it in a different currency or from a different location. So you can pick which of these you want to use. Like, for example, if you love Kiwi.com, which you should, you would say, okay, I'm going to use Kiwi.com and book through them. I mean, obviously, I always just go with the cheapest one. And it's not necessarily the truth either. Like, you could go to Kiwi.com and might be a bit cheaper, but there might be a couple of bucks put on for Skyscanner or whatever. Obviously, Skyscanner has preferred ones that they make more commissions from and things like that. So, yeah, you never really know until you check. So, I think that's about it from me. For now, that's Skyscanner. That's how you use it. That's what I like about it. There's nothing else here I really want to talk about. But yeah, just check out the Kiwi.com tutorial or introduction as well. I'll do a more in-depth one later, but it's a really good intro to how it works and how search works differently than it does here on Skyscanner. So, back power, over and out.